The ksiediev, or musical bow cumstick, is a curved stick with a string and a gourd as a resonator. Okay then. So around 15,000 years ago, the bow and arrow was the weapon of choice for running after giraffes and zebras. But it was also the instrument of choice for our great musicians of the time, like caveman Vivaldi. Because as we all know, you always have to have a bard with you when going to battle. Just, you know, to lift your spirits a bit. Come on, jump on that giraffe, bash its head, in its liver. Also, having a bow and arrow as your instrument of choice allows you to put an arrow through your enemy's head from time to time. After, people started thinking about how can I annoy my neighbor even more? So they kept adding strings to wooden bodies. Some even went a little overboard. Also, these ingenious connoisseurs of the musical arts figured you'd probably need a resonator as well, which is also a hollowed out piece of wood which makes the sound richer and more interesting. One interesting resonator which we all possess is the human mouth. Oh! What was more interesting though were some of the names people thought of. The malunga, a bow made of bamboo, gut strings and a coconut gourd from the Siddhi people in India. What a beautiful thing to finger every day. Gut strings and coconuts, that's all you need to get you up on the stages of America's Next Top Failure Talent. Remember that. Ooh, I've got one more for you. You were waiting for this one. Ksiediev, or musical bow cumstick. What? Which is a curved stick with a string and a gourd as a resonator. And makes the exact same sound as you'd make in school, you know, with a rubber band or like with one of these measuring things that you put on the table and then bang, 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 bang. Yeah, that sound. And it's shaped like this. So basically you've got a gourd thingy here, and then you've got your long cumstick and with a string, and yeah, you just Cambodia, you get a prize for this one. Seriously, just look it up on YouTube. Anyway, after the good people started hunting down tortoises to make resonators out of their shells, because why not ruin Mother Nature some more for the sake of making some ringy dingy sounds, another instrument came along. The oud. Sounds French? Not French. Which was supposedly invented by a guy who strung up his dead son by a tree and let him dry up like a prune, inspiring him to create the shape of the oud, because it looked like his dried up son. Yeah. And as soon as everyone lost faith in humanity once again, following the popularity of the oud, the guitar came along, rocking its 4 strings around the 16th century, followed by our most cherished and beloved 5-string guitar around the 17th century. And that was it. That's it. That's the perfect amount of strings. I mean, some people did try to add like 6, 8 and 12 strings, but it didn't stick. Not like a bow cumstick. The number 5 has something magical to it. Like, it's not 4 because that's the same amount of fingers we have available to play with. That would be too easy. And it's also not 6 because that would just be too frustrating. That's my only explanation. Of course, in modern times, people did start adding steel strings and making electric guitars and getting louder and louder and louder because we all just want to be heard. So get your guitar, press the red subscribe button to start recording and play some tunes. Also, the like button makes magic real. Bye!